we are. And therefore, Father, we thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for being with us as a people. And so very often, Father, we forget who you are. But we come now in your presence, and we thank you for your love and your forgiveness. And in spite of the many things that we may have said and done, you are still here with us, ready to take our hands and to lead us. So we commend this day to you. We commend the academic year. Although we do not know what lies ahead, we are trusting you, and we are believing that you will make the way when there seems to be no way, because darkness will never, ever overcome light. So we thank you for today, and we pray, Father God, that this function will be guided by you, that our children will be motivated, will be encouraged by you to shine and make the difference in our world. We pray for the guest speaker. We pray for all those past and present students who will make presentations, and that at the end of the day, Father, your will would have been done. Hear us as we tell you thanks in and through the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, who taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. The Lord be with you and yours. Have a wonderful day and year.
We thank our dear Sister Jem for those very encouraging words to begin our morning. And so we are ready now to get going. It is my joy, on behalf of the principal, Dr. Marcia Smalling, on behalf of our vice principals, Mr. Howard Edwards, who will be here shortly, and Mr. Dinovan Hales, he's standing at the back there. Students, that's your vice principal in charge of lower school. So you, our new babies, our new kids on the block, you will get to know Mr. Hales very well. On behalf of all teachers here in the auditorium, and of course joining us virtually on YouTube, on our live stream feed, on behalf of the Glenmuir family, I want to welcome you all very heartily. Parents, I really need to extend a very special word of welcome to you, because your children are sitting beside you in the Sidney Scott Auditorium because of your dedication and your love and your care. And parents, I think you should give yourself a round of applause. Job well done. And as I welcome you, let me just encourage you and thank you in advance that you're going to remain with us for the 5 years, at least the 5 years that your children will be with us. We are ready to partner with you to make sure that your child continues to shine bright. Let me welcome also very, very special welcome. You notice I mentioned the Glenmuir family? Oh yes, our Glenmuir family is never ever limited to those who are working at Glenmuir at the current time. Our family includes our great ancestors, those who have served, and those who are no longer with us every day, but they are with us in spirit. And I really want to acknowledge, sitting in the front row, we have former principal, Mr. Clement Radcliffe, sitting there in the center. And Mr. Radcliffe, I'm resisting the temptation this morning to just start to talk and talk and talk about you because you're one of my favorite persons. Yes, we also have Mrs. Marjorie Henry, a former vice principal of the school. One of our great ancestors. We also have Miss Beverly Mackenzie, former teacher, Mr. Knight, former teacher, Mr. Bryant, former teacher, and we have a young lady sitting in between those two gentlemen who tells me all the time that she's ready any day now to become a former. But Miss Holmes, you are not a former, you are a present. Good to see you, Miss Holmes. And you will hear a little bit more about them as the program continues. So our family just keeps going on and on. And of course, to you, our babies, because that is what you are. You are the newest members of the Glenmuir family. Welcome, boys, and welcome, girls. It is so good to see you. And let me just greet you right away and just put this into your psyche. You are class of 2026. I am putting that in your mind. You are going to make it. You are going to stay the course. And in June 2026, you are going to be proud graduates of this school. Amen? I am speaking it in Jesus' name. Let me keep the program rolling. Let me keep it rolling. Now, we have, all right, so I'm getting a little signal there. In a little moment, we are going to be hearing from our acclaimed Glenmuir High School concert choir, but not quite yet, not quite yet. I am going to take liberties, because I am the MC, I can take liberties, and I'm going to change the program up just a little bit. I am going to jump to the student expectations rap session. Dr. Smalley, we're moving the program along. Now, what is this rap session? And I'm going to ask Mr. Stewart if you could just have a cordless mic ready, because really this welcome ceremony, students, it is to inspire you, it is to hear from you, it is to just reach out and touch you, even though you know that we are in a pandemic, so we can't physically touch, but we want to make a connection this morning. So I want to have a little quick chit chat, no more than 5 to 10 minutes. And of course, I am going to expect you to just indicate if you want to share a word with me. Now, I have 3 questions this morning. The first question, are you ready with the microphone? Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stewart is a teacher here in the science and the maths department. He's also our sound man, and Mr. Stewart is a past student of Glenmuir High School. So the mic is ready, and he's standing down there. So here is the first question. It is called Students' Expectations. Now, you are now a member of the Glenmuir High School family. Here is the first question. What do you expect to happen academically? What do you expect to happen academically? Who is going to answer? And can I tell you, I'm already learning some of the names. I will call names if I don't have a quick volunteer. A quick volunteer. Ah, there's a hand over there, Mr. Stewart, a bright looking young man. All right. The microphone is heading over there. What do you expect to achieve academically? Could you stand and let us know, please?
I expect to learn something new.
Could you say that again, son?
I expect to learn something new.
You expect to learn something new. Is there any particular subject area that you're very excited about learning something new in?
Math.
Oh, mathematics. All right. And I'm going to hold a mark in your face. I'm going to hold you to that. Yes, Mr. Knight, look at him. He's a future Maths Olympiad team member. All right. So we need to get that name. Thank you so much, son. I'm going to be rapping with you throughout the program, but let us know, the choir looks very ready. The Glenmuir High School Choir almost needs no introduction. They are renowned across Jamaica, the Caribbean, indeed the world, for their quality of singing and their amazing discipline. Help me to welcome this morning our Glenmuir High School Concert Choir.
Tell me where is the road I can call my own, that I left, that I lost so long ago. All these years I have wandered. Oh, when will I know? There's a way, there's a road that will lead me home. After winds, after rain, when the dark is done, as I wake from a dream in the gold of day, through the years there's a calling from far away. There's a voice I can hear that will lead me home. Rise up, follow me, come away with the cold, with the love in your heart, as the only song. There is no such beauty as where we belong. Rise up, follow me, I will lead you home.
Notice your silence. I notice your silence and I know what you are thinking. You just experienced a little taste of greatness. Can I use this moment to just do a little plug for our choir? You know that every year the senior students go, all right, so we always need to be recruiting. So auditions are ongoing, and we're going to give you the date of the next audition before you leave today. So if you know that your child, boys and girls, if you know you have a singing talent, you were in festival at primary and prep school, you might want to join the Glenmuir High School Choir. Another round of applause for them, please. And I will let you know that we have a new director, music director of the choir. He's Andre Taylor, very accomplished music producer and musician. He has worked with several choirs, and we're really excited about the new heights that he's going to take our choir to. He is currently working on his master's in the art of teaching music. Oh yes, there's a degree called Masters in the Art of Teaching Music. And Mrs. Henry, you'll be very happy to know that he's a Myconian. Yes, he asked me to mention that. So we're bigging up all the teachers who went to the Michael Teachers College. All right, so we're moving the program along. Or are you ready? Are you ready to leave now, everybody? You're good? Not ready yet. I agree with you. And I know that our students and parents and friends and teachers and so on who are on YouTube, they're not ready for this to end just yet. And I promise you it is going to get more exciting. We're now at the point where we're going to have our guest speaker. And it is always our pleasure. Let me just quickly ask if Miss Mullings is here. Miss Mullings, all right. Well, moving the program right along. It is my pleasure. It is always my pleasure. And Mr. Radcliffe said to me at one point that one of the highlights of his day, now that he has retired, is to see a Glenmuir past student in the news. Just to find out what his children, because you're all still his children, are doing in the world. And I understand now, sir, how you feel, because it is always my pleasure when a past student comes back home. And so that is where I want to start. Our guest speaker, she prides herself on being a distinguished graduate of this here Glenmuir High School, where she served as a deputy head girl. Oh yes, she was. Little ones, look at her. All the girls, look at her. This could be you in the future. Deputy head girl, she was president of the Students' Council and also of the Debating Society. She represented Glenmuir in all sorts of things, including the Spanish quiz. And of course, she represented us at the World Model United Nations Conference in New York. So from she was a student, she was international. Now, to date, she has completed 2 years of legal studies at the University of the West Indies, where she is the Vice Chancellor's student representative. She's also Director of Forums for the Guild, and she is an outgoing executive member of the Rex Nettleford Hall. So when our past students begin their greatness here, when they leave, they continue. Currently, she's in preparation mode as she will be finalizing the first round of her legal studies at the Birmingham Law School beginning on September 20 of this year. Having been conferred the Erasmus Scholarship by the European Commission to study law in the United Kingdom. Wow. Due to her outstanding performances in her CSEC and CAPE examinations while she was here, her excellence in entrepreneurship, and her active community involvement, she was conferred the Distinguished Governor General's Achievement Award in 2019. She was, and probably still is, the youngest awardee from Region 6, which is now Region 7. Oh boy. You notice how I'm beaming? I am so happy that I used to teach and I see her former teachers. Yes, all right. This is why we teach. Now, in the next 5 years, she sees herself as taking her business, she has a business, you know, yes man, expertise to the next level while making significant strides in the Caribbean legal fraternity. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome your big sister, Christina Blake, our guest speaker.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for that very kind introduction, Miss Meikle, and thank you so much for having me here in the Sidney Scott Auditorium. And I'm a little bit frightened because when I was a student here, this was merely the auditorium. So I'm really, really happy to be back. But most importantly, I want to say a big congratulations to our new students and to our PEP awardees. You should be very proud of yourselves for making it this far, especially given the current climate. And congratulations to the parents and the guardians as well, because you have been there supporting the children. And for the past couple of days, I've been balancing school and work and business and all that life throws at me. But I've been very reflective of what it was like for me as a new student at Glenmuir High School. And that's where I come in this morning as your keynote speaker, because there were persons who had gone ahead of me who were able to show me the ropes. And along the way, there were so many things that I learned that I want to impart on our new students and on the parents as well. I would not have had my Glenmuir experience any other way. Those 7 years at Glenmuir continue to be the most memorable times of my life and will continue. And I want it to be the same for our new students. Just a spoiler, the coming times are exciting, they're trying, but they're all dependent on you. You are now in charge. You're no longer babies, no longer prep and primary school students. You're all pre-teens, some teenagers, and when you leave Glenmuir, more than likely you will be an adult. And so our theme this morning is level up, produce optimal performance. And this theme is so fitting because we are among the prestige. Glenmuir is arguably the best secondary institution, and I'll forever say that. Interestingly, when I first came across this theme, what came to mind was the song Level Up. And I wasn't expecting our parents to be here, so you might not be familiar with this song, but this is a song by Ciara, and so our younger folks might be familiar with the song. But even if you aren't familiar with it, there are so many pieces of advice that can be extracted from the lyrics of this song that I want to share with you. While being a student at Glenmuir, I was never a member of the choir, so I can't sing. I was in debate and students' council and even dancing, but I cannot sing. But one thing I loved was poetry. I'm a lover of English literature. And so for me, this is poetry, and I want to share with you so many pieces of advice from this song. She says, "Them old mistakes are gone. I won't do them no more. That's old news. There's new news. I done did that before. I turned nothing to something. My comeback on 100. Less talking, more action. You just gonna see coming." And she see. "I just keep elevating, no losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings. I turned that into money." And for our students, money could simply be good grades. "Thank God I never settled. This view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me, I see greater. Nothing I'm afraid of. And I can have it all. Fake friends get dropped like weight. Team love, don't want no hate. I'm grinding, I'm shining. Up, on my way." Where Ciara says, "Those old mistakes are gone. I won't do them anymore." I am reminded of a lyric by a certain entertainer who said, "You know why little pitney use pencil and big people use pen? 'Cause when you're pitney, your mistakes them can rub out." Not my words, but lyrics from the song Every Hustler. And this lyric reminds me a lot of my first time as a student at Glenmuir. It was during summer school, and at the time, my English teacher was Miss Holmes, and she's sitting right there in the front. I'm so happy she's here. And I had just been coming from primary school where it was the norm for us to use a pencil, and I'm hoping it's the same way. No, I'm not sure if that has changed. I made the grave mistake of using a pencil. And Miss Holmes approached me and she said, no, you're not in primary school anymore. We use pens here." And I was so embarrassed. But what does this mean for you? Because I'm not telling you this story just for telling your sake. What this means is that we have to discard of our old ways and our old habits. Those old ways from primary and prep school simply won't cut it at Glenmuir. And so in order for you to level up, the first thing or the first requirement is for you to discard of old habits. They're no longer appropriate, and so you have to adjust because this is a new environment. The same goes for the parents. The way you used to assist your children in primary and prep school, you'll probably have to level that up at Glenmuir. Where she says, I just keep elevating, no losses, just upgrading. I need you to understand that you are at Glenmuir, but know what? What happens? You've made it, and you are to congratulate yourselves. You are to be very proud of yourselves. But what happens now? Now is the time for you to elevate and upgrade. Just like Apple releases a new model every other month, and we're forced to purchase the latest iPhone, in the same way you have to upgrade yourselves because you're on another level. What this means is that complacency should not even be in your vocabulary. And that's the mistake that many new students make. Oh, I've made it to the top school. It's time for me to get comfortable and relaxed. No, no, no. You cannot get complacent if you want to level up. My apologies. And so my second piece of advice is don't become complacent. Where she says, oh, you can talk all you want. See me, I see greater. Nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it all. Let me remind you that on this journey, there will be naysayers. There will be persons who will not believe in you. But you are great. Just by making it here, you are great, and you have to applaud yourselves for that. But it's very important that you believe in yourself. Self-confidence, belief in oneself. It is that key characteristic that most successful persons have. When other persons doubt you, you have to believe that you are great. Where she says, fake friends get dropped like weight. Team love don't want no hate. Fake friends don't necessarily have to take the usual meaning. Fake friends could simply mean persons who are not good for your journey. This is what we call the distractions. And on your journey here at Glenmuir, there will be many distractions. They will come. But my advice to you, starve them. Remain focused. Focus on what you are here to do. You've accomplished great things in your PEP examinations, but there's so much more greatness that you can accomplish while being a student here. So remain focused. Starve those distractions. For the young ladies, there will be persons who will come and whisper things in your ears. For the young men, you sometimes are very easily distracted. Starve those distractions. Those things can wait. But that is not to say that as a student at Glenmuir, you're not to have friends. In fact, my advice to you is that you make as many friends as possible. Successful persons and persons who produce optimal performance have mastered the art of networking. And many of us believe that networking is reserved for university students, or that networking is reserved for adults. Now is that time to create your network. Form that sisterhood, form that brotherhood, make friends, people who you can carry with you through life. Some of my best friends now, I met them while at Glenmuir. And Ciara says, I'm grinding, I'm shining, up on my way. It simply means you have to put in the work, extra work even. And you're probably tired of hearing this. It's so cliche. You have to work if you want to be successful. But there's a reason why you're probably hearing this. It's the hard truth. You have to put in the work. Each time you unlock a new level, it gets harder. Let me repeat. Each time you unlock a new level, it gets harder. So you've unlocked that new level and you've made it to Glenmuir High School. But there are so many more levels for you to unlock, and that is why I want to emphasize that you don't get complacent. So you have to put in the work. You'll be doing your tri-weekly examinations. You'll be doing external examinations. The exams, the tests, the quizzes, they're going to come. Glenmuir loves them. And so you either come up with a bomb strategy or you work overtime. Personally, I did a mixture of both. And Glenmuir students pride themselves in working smart and not hard. Notice at no given point did I say work hard. I said you have to put in the work. So I encourage you, now is the time to strategize. How are you going to get those A's? How are you going to master your CSEC examinations and your CAPE examinations from now? Strategize. Put in the work. And allow me to leave with you this thought from Ralph Emerson. He says, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. And so my charge to you this morning is that each day as a student of Glenmuir, you do something intentional and significant so as to leave your mark here. Parents, this also applies to you. Join the PTA. The school needs your assistance. Support where you can. Become friends with the teachers of your children. Not necessarily friends, but form a relationship with the teachers at least. Check up and see what has been happening with your child. Don't neglect them. And for the children, join a new club. Start a new club. Try a sport or run for a position or do all of them. But remember, remain humble and take each day as a new opportunity to learn. All the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
There it is. I can hear the sound of my voice. Now you understand our pride in Christina Blake. Christina, thank you so very much. And boys and girls, this is you. Take a good look at Christina. This is you in a couple years' time. Isn't that amazing? God is good. And she has said a lot of inspiring things this morning, but I want to underscore one thing that she said. Each time you unlock a new level, it gets harder. But we are here to work with you. That is the assurance. And talking about excellence at Glenmuir, we have a young gentleman, Stephen Simpson. I have to call him a gentleman now because he's actually a part of the graduating class this year. Teachers, can you believe Stephen graduated this year? And he is a master drummer. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm going to invite him to come now and let his drummer speak to us. Welcome, Stephen. Yes, Stephen. And ladies and gentlemen, I noticed that you were rocking along. There is just something within us. We hear a rhythm and we just start to move. Thank you so much, Stephen. Of course, I need not tell you that Stephen is a multi-gold medal and silver medal and bronze medal winner in the JCDC festivals. He has used his talent very well, representing our speech and music groups. And speaking about speech and music groups, let me tell you, young babies coming in. And you notice I keep calling you babies because I don't want you to grow up too fast. I want you, parents, you agree with me? We want them to remain little girls and boys a little longer. Don't grow too fast, okay? Enjoy being the babies of the family. We have over 40 clubs in the school. So when you come, oh yes, I saw a little one, and mommy, open up the eyes wide. Let me tell you, man, it's not just a performing arts, but we go to robotics. We have the usual 4-H and Red Cross and Hispanic Club. I cannot name them now. So you have an exciting career ahead of you at Glenmuir. There's one particular club that we're extremely proud of, and that is our Cadet Corps. And at this point, I'm going to invite, it's not on your program, but I'm doing a quick insert. I'm going to invite, I hope I get it right, because you know the cadets have their ranks and you have to get it right, Lance Corporal Martin S. I said that right. I think I did. Lance Corporal Martin S., who is one of the leaders of the Cadet Corps. He is going to come now and speak to us, do a little plug, because boys and girls, you might want to join this club, and they're going to do a quick drill display. Lance Corporal.
Dr. Smalling, teachers, staff members, parents, students, and other stakeholders. A special good morning to you all. I am Lance Corporal Martin S., a proud member of the Glenmuir High School Cadet Unit. The Glenmuir High School Cadet Unit has long been an established youth organization under the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force, a subsidiary of the JDF. This youth organization seeks to teach youth and adults alike outstanding qualities such as leadership, integrity, discipline, innovation, communication, and initiative. Also, we teach youth the ability to make decisions under pressure, the ability to command tasks, the ability to organize tasks, to think independently, outdoor survival skills, navigation, just to name a few. We here at the Glenmuir High School Cadet Unit would love for you to join us and to become a part of the GHSCU family. And I just might add that the Glenmuir High School Cadet Unit is one of the best units in the force. Best. Now, why should my child join the cadet unit, or why should my join cadet? You might ask. Well, the unit would expose you to many exciting activities. Swimming, kayaking, camping, fieldcraft training, close quarter combat, so we teach you how to defend yourselves, first aid training, fitness training, musical instruments learning, shooting, yes, shooting, and drill. The GHSCU family welcomes you wholeheartedly to Glenmuir, and we are hoping that you will be a part of the unit this coming year. Please turn your attention to the back, where Corporal Anderson R. will take charge of some of our NCOs, and we will be giving you just a small synopsis of what we do here in Cadet. Corporal? Give a round of applause for our unit. Beautiful. All right, so if you're interested in joining Cadet, after orientation, we will be outside here. We will have a small table up. You can sign up, give us your contact information. And for those who are online, don't worry, we got you too. We will be sending around a poster and a Google form.
Thank you, Lance Corporal. Now you can see why the cadet unit is one of my favorite units. And Mrs. Mackenzie, I saw you looking very interested, because I know you're a cadet. You used to be a cadet in high school. All right. And can I also tell you, and parents and young babies, you will notice that my greatest joy is just to big up our Glenmuir students. Did you notice? Well, let me big up Lance Corporal Martin S. a little bit more. He is one of our chess masters here at Glenmuir. He was in the papers recently. You're talking a national chess player. And Dr. Smalling, I know you know that he is due to go off on a Caribbean tournament. It will cost a little US dollars, yes? So parents, if you feel so inclined, you could just drop off a couple US as you leave, so we can send Lance Corporal away to represent us in the Caribbean. Clap the excellence of Glenmuir. Level up, pop. Level up, pop. Produce optimal performance. That is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be popping for the next 5 years. As we move on with the program, I just want to do a quick shout out. Quick shout out now in terms of the schools represented here. Where are our babies coming from? And we know that our viewers online, they want to know where. So you are going to tell me the name of your school. So let us go. Shout out the name of your school that you're coming from. I don't hear a shout. All right, I am hearing Mineralites Primary. I heard Glenmuir Prep. I heard, what else did I hear? Foundation Prep and Yorktown Primary and Treadlight Primary and Thompson. You mean from up in the hills? Who are the Thompson people? Wave up yourself. Come on now. Coming down from the hills. And I know we have some feeder schools out of Clarendon. Who are the out of Clarendon people? Marley Mount. Who else? Which primary? Send up that primary school for me, dear. Send up the name of the primary school. Come here, little one. Come up here and tell me your school. Run, come fast now, man. Clap them as they come. Glenmuir High School is a school of choice. We get our children from all over. Big up. Oh, you're from the same school? Yes, man. Oh, you too? All right, come on. Who is going to take the mic and give a big up to the school? Big up the school.
Michael practicing.
All right. Mike, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike.
McIntosh Memorial Primary School.
Oh. And where is the school? Mandeville. I tell you, and I did that deliberately, parents. Olabo Bay, of course. We could not forget Olabo Bay. Oh.
Davis Primary.
Davis Primary School. And I'm trying to look at the tie.
Freetown Primary.
Freetown, borderline. Remember, Freetown is right where Clarendon meets St. Catherine. Oh, I see another little uniform coming. Yes, darling.
Good Old Primary.
Say that name again.
Good Hope Primary.
Oh, Good Hope. Where are you? Which parish?
St. Catherine.
Oh, Good Hope. Oh, see, these are the St. Catherine people. Good Hope Primary. Thank you. And I'm trying to...
St. Margaret Mary Preparatory School.
St. Margaret Mary Prep School.
St. Margaret Mary Preparatory School.
So that's the boy and girl team. All right. Yes, dear?
Denby Primary.
Big up to Denby Primary School.
Richmond Park Primary School.
Richmond Park Primary. Wait, hold on a second. That is near Moko. You bringing the peer this morning? Next time you come, you bring peer for teacher. All right?
Denby Primary.
Denby Primary. Oi. You see, Glenmuir is the school of choice.
Pleasant Valley Primary and Infant School.
Pleasant Valley Primary and Infant. And when I hear Pleasant Valley, I think of Herb McKinley. Yes.
Maypen Primary School.
Maypen Primary. Yes. Come, baby. What a fancy. Is this your school uniform? Look at him. Look at him. Huh? Bow tie for school. Which is this school, please?
Mineral Heights Christian Preparatory School.
Mineral Heights Christian Preparatory School.
Rock Primary and Infant School.
Rock Primary and Infant School.
Daniel Primary Which one? Brandon Primary School.
Oh, Brandon Hill up the country there. Nice, man.
Thompson Primary and
Miss Thompson coming from far this morning. Come, baby.
Palm Summit Preparatory.
Palm Summit? Where is Palm Summit?
Clarendon.
Clarendon.
Washington Primary.
Watson Primary. So I hope the students who are lining up, hold on a second, make sure that your school, if your school name has already been called, don't come up at this time. It's the new schools that we don't hear from yet.
Brixton Hill Primary.
Brixton Hill. I tell you. Oh, and you notice, this little one is so eager to be at Glenmuir. She make her uniform early. Hello. So we can't tell you September morning that you're not a student of Glenmuir. You're already a student. Which school are you coming from?
Cottage Primary.
Portland Cottage down south. Thank you, baby.
Moore's Primary and Infant.
Moores. I know Moores going up that way. Yes, man. Welcome.
Yorktown Primary.
Oh, Yorktown. We had said Yorktown before. That's my old school. Big up Yorktown.
Prospect Primary.
Prospect.
Southborough Primary.
Southborough. That's on Manchester-ish. Oh. Portmore. Oh. Yes, sir.
Chapelton Primary.
Chapelton. Yes.
Morgan's Pass Primary.
Morgan's Pass Primary. Come, baby girl.
Frankfield Primary and Infant School.
Frankfield Primary and Infant School. Country.
Four Pass Primary.
Four Pass Primary. Yes.
Scotts Pass Primary Infant School.
Scotts Pass Primary and Infant. That is going to Poro side.
Green Park Primary and Junior.
Green Park. Yes, representing in green.
Alley Primary.
Ali. We get lovely students from Ali.
West Primary and Infant School.
Rest Prime. Oh boy. Uno clap them. Clap them. What a lovely crop of students. Lovely. Oh my goodness, I'm actually getting goose pimples. What a lovely crop of children. And them sound brighty, man. From the hills, from the south, from west, from east. Mr. Radcliffe, the future looking bright. Future looking very bright. All right, we're on time. Let's keep on time. Let us move the program along. Now, I'd asked earlier about your expectations. Now I want you to listen to what first form is like. I'm going to ask Dominic Burasing to come now and to present his memoirs of lower school. Yes, Dominic has been on the Distinguished Honor Roll for so two students are going to be sharing with us, Dominic Burasing and Aliana Spencer. Who is coming first? Aliana, you're going to come first? Ladies before gentlemen. All right. So Aliana, she's going to be sharing with us what is first form like.
Good morning and hello everyone. As you already heard, my name's Aliana Spencer and I'd like to share my first form journey with you. Everyone always has an image of what they want their first form year to be like, but mine was far from what I expected. Instead of going to class at 8, meeting all my new teachers and classmates, and eating lunch with my friends, I was at home by myself. I'm a very social person, so being at home for all of it wasn't very exciting. Though I made friends, played online games, and watched shows, my expectations for an enjoyable year were very, very low. My classes, on the other hand, were good, as I had great teachers who always ensured I understood what they were teaching. I'm sure everyone has heard the stereotype of high school being hard, but that depends on you and your choices, mainly staying focused. For me, it wasn't very hard because I set goals and participated a lot in class. When you participate in class, you'll be more interested in the lesson and learn faster, while setting goals helps you keep on track. This is super important, as sometimes you will get distracted, and for me, that distraction was friends. I miss talking with my friends every day, so when I made friends I had so much in common with, I was more focused on talking to them. So though I always did my work, Though I always did my work, I had to put in extra effort when my tri-weeklies came along because I was procrastinating and waiting until they came. Though I ended up learning how to balance this way before my major exams arrived. There's a lot of studying that I had to do to keep up my grades. And I had to use different strategies to remember all the information. The first was that I studied every day the stuff I would have learned earlier in the day. The second was writing things down. The third was doing online quizzes on the topic. And last was association. Balancing my time was also key for me not to feel too pressured, so making a study timetable helped me to keep organized. High school requires a lot of maturity and a different mindset. So to keep your grades up, set goals, stay focused, make good friends, and put your best foot forward in everything you do. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. And Dominic is coming. Come, Dominic. Very outstanding. One of our outstanding young men.
Principal, vice principals, guests, auxiliary staff, teachers, parents, current and incoming students, a flagrant welcome to you all. My name is Dominic Borising. I'm 14 years old, I like cricket, and this September I will be advancing to fourth form. In 2018, I sat where you are seated today. I thank God for such an amazing opportunity to attend such a wonderful institution such as this one. It really has been quite a journey. I remember the first day of first form. I went into 1 hour, put down my bag at an empty table, and exited immediately because I barely knew anyone. If that happens to you as well, don't worry. You'll make new friends soon. High school isn't easy, but I have a few tips to help you skip right through high school. Remember to stay focused. Don't become carried away by trends. You're here to learn. Don't forget that. Keep calm. If you realize things aren't going to work out, don't panic. If your homework is going to be late, don't start getting nervous. Complete the work, submit it, and apologize for its late submission. Invent new ideas. You are uniquely made by God. The best way to study is the way you feel comfortable studying. And remember to persevere. Keep on pushing. Remember you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Just don't give up. Getting here wasn't easy. Have you ever heard of burning the midnight oil? Most days that is what we had to do. Sitting down at the laptop for hours, finishing sometime at 1 a.m., Yes, in the morning. And waking up back at 7 to start at 8. After first form's introduction to Glenmuir, the next 2 years would prove to be even more challenging. But online class has really taught us a lot. You should be creative and also adaptive. If you find it hard to study ordinarily, then find extraordinary ways to study. I didn't always understand the new topics we were taught in math class. Sometimes I just couldn't understand the Spanish lesson. So I went on YouTube and looked for videos to help. I didn't always remember my assignments, so I constantly checked my inbox. I took breaks. I asked the teacher questions. I was not afraid to ask questions. Sometimes my friends asked why I would ask so many obvious questions. But at the end of the day, don't let pride get in the way. Remember, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. And above all things, I put God first, even in schoolwork. You can ask Him to help if you don't understand the topic. Ask Him for strength during those long nights. Don't be intimidated. Just do the best you can with the ability God has given you. And remember to also help others, because that is very important. Help others who are having difficulties. Matthew 29 verse 39 says, "And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Remember to keep on pushing. Flagrans Veritatis Studio, burning with the zeal for truth.
Thank you very much, Aliana and Dominic. And you notice that Sister Jem and I were nodding our heads together when we heard him mention a Bible passage. We really push the spiritual development of our students. Dominic is going into fourth form already. Wow. It's almost as if he was just in first form the other day. And you will notice from the program that he is on the distinguished honor roll. And that is very important. Remember that we expect you not only to do well, first formers, but very well. And there are some award lists that you can get on. You have the merit list. If you keep your average between 75% to 84%, you can be on the merit list, so your average, all right? Or you can get on the honor roll if your average is between 85% and 89%. And then now the top is a distinguished honor roll if you keep your average 90% and upwards, and Dominic has kept his average there. So it is possible. And those awards were introduced by our principal, Dr. Marcia Smalling, who I'm going to invite to come and to address you at this point. Dr. Smalling is a past student of the school class of 1993, a young principal who has grabbed the baton and handed over. But I'm going to ask you to come now and to address us.
Meikle. Mrs. Meikle is also a past student. A couple years ago. Sister Jem, our school chaplain, or distinguished guest speaker, or parents, and or why you're not clapping again for the clap? Congratulations to you for earning. I'm going to leave it to you to determine if you believe that. You don't look it, you don't. So welcome to Glenmuir High School. It is the start of your Olympics of Excellence. It's going to take you 5 years, a silver or a bronze. They'll all grab gold medals. We're speaking. You have to play that supporting role. You have to stick it out with them. You have to partner with us to make sure that that becomes a reality. At a gold medal, you know that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. But we believe that you are more than capable. You were not born to be average students. You were born and destined to be extraordinary, and we are speaking that into being. And yes, we are a Christian institution, and so we know that if we want to hold on to that gold medal, we will have to make sure that Jesus Christ guides us and that he is the nucleus of everything that we do at Glenmuir High School. And I'm not saying here to be overly religious or anything, but when you know, you know. And those who have been there know that Jesus Christ must be a part of that secret ingredient. When we watched the Olympics recently, notice the athletes. Many of them, before they start that race, they make the sign of the cross. When they do their post-race interviews and they're thanking their support systems, what you notice is that the first expression of gratitude is to God. And I'm encouraging you to make sure that you stick to that and make a tattoo on your heart that God is going to be the center of what you do. And so we welcome you to the Hub of Excellence, the home of Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, the Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Patrick Hilton, Group Managing Director of National Commercial Bank, Elaine Davis, a former member of the Sunshine Girls, Sandra Lindsay, the first person in the USA to have taken the COVID vaccine, Andre Blake, the goalkeeper and captain of the Reggae Boys, Dr. Omar Davies, former Minister of Finance, Michael Ricketts, president of the JFF. We're a 6 times national spelling bee champions. We are the winners of the UTEC inaugural mathematics competition. Rhinola Fraser, first black female intern at the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, from high school in New York. We're 5 times champion of Schools Challenge Quiz. The Costa Cup champions. We spoke of Shamir Martin, junior under 18 national chess champion. Mr. Clement Radcliffe, sitting at the front here, former principal, former acting chief education officer, currently the vice chairman of the board of management, and may I say, former president of ISA. Mr. Newton Knight at the front here, past student, head of the Department of Information Technology, and he was one of our vice principals as well. Sharona Foresto, Rhodes Scholar 2016. Marsha Smalling, past student, now principal of Glenmuir High School. And we can say, and the list goes on. I was never a member of the choir, but Mr. Andre Taylor promised me that he's going to help me to at least lead a good chorus in church. And if I can achieve that, trust me, I would have won. We welcome you, PEP scholars, and we say to you, come and take your place. Do not use your place to procrastinate or vegetate, to idle, to socialize, but instead, use it to illuminate your spirited characteristics. Use it as an incubator for self-improvement and leadership development. Use it as a platform to propel you to the pinnacle of your success. Use it to build the best version of yourselves. We are calling upon you to join the mission we have crafted for the academic year. Level up, pop, produce optimal performance. We have gone through almost 2 years of unfathomable turmoil caused by COVID-19. Fear, anxiety, uncertainty, emotional instability, loneliness, obesity, because some of us just stay home and we eat and we get a little fat, but we have to work that off. But we must not allow these odds to overwhelm us, but instead use them as motivation that will get us fired up and powered up to keep going and to keep chasing our dreams. The challenges will not go anywhere. As you can see, there is a spike in COVID-19 cases. And we were so looking forward to returning to school face to face. But we can tell ourselves from now that we may be here face to face, but online learning will not go anywhere. And so I penned this poem that I want to share with you. Challenges like death do not discriminate. Left untouched, they can manipulate, aggravate, intimidate, devastate, suffocate. But with a powered up mindset, you can use them as a fuel to chart your course to the pinnacle of your success. So when your potential is underplayed because of the place of your abode, a disappointing episode, the color of your skin, the length and texture of your hair, the timidity in your stare, the growling of your tummy and your little bit of money, push, press, persevere. When you go for gold and you're told by converging voices that you are worthless, gutless, clueless, hopeless, push, press, persevere. When you aim to make that leap to greatness and the gruesome pain and paralyzing emotions of fear and doubt gnaw at your possibilities, push, press, persevere. When you labor to build your legacy and the boulders keep bouncing in your lane, push, press, persevere. When you want to unleash your personal power and live out loud so that your mother, father, sister, and brother can be proud. When you want to stand up, show up, and show out, push, press, persevere. When you want to be you sanely, push, press, persevere. Thank you. And so we drew your attention to the theme, level up, pop. And we're going to be popping all year. We're going to be popping for the entire duration of your stay right here at Glenmuir High School. You are going to produce optimal performance. And how are we going to do that? We're going to be focusing on R to the fourth power. Resilience, responsibility, rigor, and relationships. I will not expound on those now because we need to get out of here as quickly as possible. But I want for you to write it down. Write it down. Remember, our brains are made to think. Pen and paper will help us to remember things. So how are we going to pop? Through resilience, responsibility, rigor, and relationships. And you're not the only ones who are going to pop. I am going to be popping. Mrs. Meekley is going to be popping. All the teachers are going to be popping. Parents are going to be popping. Because if we don't pop, our students will not be able to pop. And so we have that responsibility. Mrs. Meeker spoke about the honor roll system, so I will not go back over that. We just want to encourage you to strive for that. Dominic Borising that spoke earlier. A couple years ago, Dominic was the top matriculant for GSAT at the time. And when we get to that stage where he will accept the flagrant flame of excellence from Jaleel Williams, he played that role. And I brought him back to say to you that when you make a commitment, you have a responsibility to stay true to that commitment I couldn't even recognize him a while ago, just how confident and how much he has grown. You know, let us give Dominique an applaud for sticking to that commitment that he will keep the flagrant flame of excellence ablaze. And I also learned that he has joined our quiz team. And so that's another big deal for us. And I know that we have students online, students who are here, who will want to join those as well. I just want to touch very briefly on school fees or parents' contribution, because the government has said that school fees are not mandatory. Parents, a couple of you would have asked me some questions, and I just want to clarify. I am one of those persons who loved the idea that parents can access quality education without having to pay. It's a brilliant idea. The concept is good. But in reality, your support is necessary. And so when you call and you ask, Dr. Smalling, I am on path, do I have to pay? The answer is no, but we want you to pay. Dr. Smalling, it hard bad. When me fi do? If you pay $1,000 per month by the end of the academic year, you would have completed the amount. So don't look at the entire figure and say, boy, this looks like a lot. I can't manage it. Tell yourself that I am going to invest in my child's education so that he can get the best. When you do that, and you come to Glenmuir High School and you're not satisfied, then you can say, Dr. Smalling, what happened to my fees? How the place look like it want pay and so? But we're asking you kindly, make your contribution. Very quickly, I tell a story. A couple years ago, I met a parent, and she told me she was a very mature woman, tall and very slender. And she shared with me that she has 9 children, and only the one who passed for Glenmuir seemed to be ambitious. And so she said, I have to make sure that I give him the fuel that he needs to do well and to maximize his potential. And I remember I said, you know, I can get him on a scholarship for you. And she said, no, Dr. Smalling. I want a pay fee. I want the satisfaction that I struggled, I hustled to pay his fees and to do everything for him. And I remember she paid the $500 and the $1,000 and the $300. And the last $500 that she owed, I was standing at the entrance of the administrative building, and it was raining cats and dogs. And when I looked, this lady exited the taxi at the gate and she ran towards me. And I'm like, what you doing in the rain? And she said, at the last little thing, this balance me open him school fees, so me just come for pay it. Now, this is a lady who does not have it any at all. The child is about to graduate from the University of the West Indies. Those are the success stories. So when we ask you to make the contribution, it is because we are in need of it. We want to create a healthy, productive learning environment where you can be proud to say, yes, my child is a member of the Hub of Excellence, and my contribution makes this possible, right? So Mrs. Johnson is at the back. Mrs. Johnson is our, run come Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson is our senior secretary, and luckily her son Jaden passed for Glenmuir High School, so she's now secretary and parent in one. So when you call, this is the face of the person that you are speaking with. Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. Right. So thank you so much, parents. Congratulations to our PEP scholars, especially those who are online. And let us take this journey together. Let us commit everything to the Lord, and we're confident that He will make them successful. I have one question to ask, and the person will get a copy of my book, Powered Up, Leveraging 6 Pillars to Live Out Loud. And the question is, if we want to pop, I mentioned R to the 4th power. What does the 4R represent? It's the first person who gets up here, really. One second.
Resilience, responsibility, respect, rigor.
Next time you walk faster. You were walking up, you went back, you come back, and you were just walking like you must run the next time. 7% this team. What's your name? Okay. Please take it a picture.
Stay here.
Congratulations.
All right. Thank you. Come back, darling. Thank you so much, Dr. Smalling, our principal. I know you learned the lesson this morning, right, son? Yes, man. There's always a goal, you know, there's always a prize. You have to move towards the prize. No turning back, yes? So I'm going to give you another chance to redeem yourself because I have a little goodies basket over here, you know. Well, bag. So, what was the name? Dr. Smalling mentioned some outstanding Glenmuir past students. What was the name of our Rhodes Scholar? Mentioned the name of a young lady who was Jamaica's Rhodes Scholar a couple years ago. Do you remember the name? Do you even remember the year when she was a Rhodes Scholar? All right. Tell me one thing that you remember that Dr. Smalling said. Anything that you remember.
I remember the 3 R's, the 4 R's.
Oh, okay. Give me the 4 R's.
So you have resilience, responsibility, respect, and regard.
Clap him, and he had it written down. Come here, baby. Just close your eyes. No, it's not the whole bag. Just close your eyes and put your hand in there and take out one little something. One little something. All right. Very good. All right. Did you say thank you? All right. Go to your seat now, my dear. Now, we are coming to a I'm really excited about this section, and we're going to be speeding up a little bit. Our 6 core values, and in a little while you're going to learn a little bit more about 6 core values that students you will have to learn and live every day of your life when you're here at Glenmuir. But before I get to them, one thing that we value a lot at Glenmuir is punctuality. We value it, we overvalue it. And so I want to pause now, since I have my goodies bag in hand, to hand out a little prize to the first student who came this morning, George Brightly from Mineral Heights. Come up here, George. Early. Don't look in or just take out something out of the bag. Yes, sir. All right. Congratulations, and be early every time for class, whether online or face-to-face. Continue. Great. All right. And Mom, Tamara, good job. Good job. Set the example and set the pace. All right. And so now I'm going to invite our core values, what should I call you? Representers. And I'm going to ask you if you could just go to the back of the auditorium, please, and get ready for that. And Miss Mullings, are you here? I know Miss Mullings came. She was in the auditorium. She's outside. Could you call her, please? Miss Mullings, I'm going to ask you to represent the current staff. The current staff, all right? So could you just line up outside, please? And let me just explain quickly what is going to be happening here. At Glenmuir, we have 6 core values that we try to instill in all our students. We drill it in class. We drill it in devotions. It is in your handbook, boys and girls, and we expect you to know and live them. This morning, we're going to symbolically, all right, I'm changing it up a little bit. While the values persons are waiting, Dr. Smalling, I'm going to take the uniform. I'm going to take the school uniform. All right, so pride of the uniform. Pride of the uniform. Could we have a little light music, please, as we welcome on stage our models, as we show you why we are so proud of the Glenmuir uniform and why you are going to make sure that you wear it well. May I have the models, please? May I clap them as they come? Damani on stage first. We have Damani, Amelia, and we have Jaden. Please come on stage. Come forward, please, as we go through what you are to look like. I'm not getting a little background music, please and thanks. A little background music. Mr. Radcliffe is clapping his hands because Mr. Radcliffe is agreeing with me. All right, low music, low music, low music. They are representing. Could you come over a little bit more? Come over a little bit more so that we can all see. And we have deliberately used 2 boys this morning. Symbolically, boys, you take care of the girls at Glenmuir. You hear me, boys? You take care of the girls. So you notice we have 2 boys flanking Amelia. Now, I'm going to be starting with the boys' uniform. Look carefully, boys. It is the standard khaki, short sleeve khaki, top and bottom. We prefer if they match. It looks much neater when the khaki is of the same hue, all right? We do not take in our pants, boys. So mommy and daddy try to find the pants that fits. It's not no spangy pants, it's not casual jeans. Notice that they have good leg room and they are very neat. The shirt is to remain tucked in the pants throughout the entire day. And you will notice the maroon tie, the symbol of our pride. It is neatly tied. You notice how they're buttoned up? Buttoned up. I was looking at some of the ties, some of the boy ties, they're very loose. Oh no, we keep it nicely buttoned up. And you notice the tip of the tie? It is not hanging way down to the knee. We want you to have the tip of your tie sitting on your belt or a little bit below the belt. And the shoes, it is brown shoes. We prefer dark brown shoes and brown socks. Turn around, please, young men. Turn around. And young men are cool, you know, they don't feel they must model. They are very cool. If you notice, tucked in, the shirt tucked in, going all the way around. It doesn't matter if you are very slim or if you have more flesh on you. Get the khaki that fits. And this is how you look when you come through the gate, young men. And this is how you look when you leave the school each evening. And this is how you look when you go into the stores in Maypen. Every time persons see a Glenmuir boy, this is how the Glenmuir boy must look. Agree with me, parents? Yes, man. We are different and we are proud of that. Step forward now for me, please, Amelia. You will notice neatly fitting uniform. We are proud that our uniform color is unique. The Peter Pan color, that round color, that is an integral part of our uniform. And the belt, the buckle can either be a buckle belt or it can be one of the hook one, but neatly on the waist. Notice with me the length of the skirts. No mini skirts. Your handbook will say at least 4 inches below the knee, and they're in first form. So make the uniform well below the knee because they are growing very fast. So Amelia's uniform looks very nice. Turn the back, please, Amelia. You notice you're not seeing her knees. We don't want the knees showing at the back. So the length of the skirt must be good. And if your little one is well endowed, you know, some of us, especially of African descent, we are well gifted around the back. If that is so, then you know the back of the skirt needs to be made a little longer so that everything balances out. Amen, mothers? All right. Notice the socks. It is not just white socks, but it is the white nylon socks that you turn down. It is not the little sports ankle socks that stop at the ankle. That is a no-no. So I'm so sorry if a relative from abroad sent you a pack of 20. I am sorry. Those are for casual wear. School socks is the one that you turn down. And of course, a very nice, simple black shoes. No fancy. Just a simple, comfortable flat shoes for school. So our models are looking very nice. Do you agree? Please clap them. Step to the back. The Glenmuir uniform, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're going to ask Lidra to come now and to model for us the PE look. Because it's not just one uniform at Glenmuir, no, we have a PE uniform. We don't have a male model today, but I will tell you what the male looks like. Now, PE top with the Glenmuir logo, and it's a pleated skirt. These will be available at the school in another week or so, and I know that you got some correspondence with the price, depending on the size of the students. So the smaller sizes, I think it's $2,700 for the top and the bottom. So you get the t-shirt and you get the skirt, or if you're a boy, you get the t-shirt and you get your shorts. You must do physical education and you must be in uniform. And of course, this is where you know you wear your sports socks and you wear your comfortable sneakers. Could you just model and show the back view? All right, very comfortable, very neat, very trendy, and very tucked in for sports. All right, thank you very much, Lidra. We want to also show you, very importantly, Jaleel is coming up now. This is another uniform that you wear in the lab when you're doing your food and nutrition classes. You cannot go into the Home Economics Center with just your uniform. We have these also for sale. I think it's $1,500. So Jaleel is modeling our nice apron. Turn around, Jaleel, tied at the back. Very good. And of course, we must cover the head, because we have to practice good etiquette and hygiene when we are preparing food. So these are available here. You can just talk to, there's a home economics teacher outside. You can talk to her before you go. You must get one of these. And it's an excellent investment. They're going to need it for first, second, and third form. It's a must. All of those students do foods, and then if when they get to fourth form they choose to do food and nutrition, the same apron will travel with them. All right, so one final look. Come forward, please, my models. One final look at the main uniform. There is also a coat that is used for visual arts. We don't have that coat on display, but when they go to the Visual Arts Center and they're using their paints, etc., there is a coat that we encourage you to get for them so they will not damage their uniforms in the process. All right? Thank you so much, boys and girls. A round of applause, please. The uniform of Glenmuir High School. And I noticed that a few students have their uniforms on. I was looking at it and we've passed the inspection, that lovely sweetheart cut. Yes, my dear.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but
Oh, that's all right.
I want to see a boy do a model of the PE clothes.
That's what I mentioned, that we don't have a boy model today. So I just described it's a shorts, the same top and a shorts. All right? And remember, parents, for the skirts, you can make your own bloomers, or the girls can wear tights. All right? Okay, you hear him sound bright, Mr. Radcliffe? Listen to me. Oh, lovely crop of students. All right, so we are ready now for the 6 core values. Let's call it our salute. It is that important that we have put it on the program. And so, to kick off and representing our first value, Mr. Newton Knight. Mr. Knight is a past student of Glenmuir High School, entered Glenmuir in 1970. He returned in 1982 as a teacher of mathematics, later on information technology specialist, and he retired in 2018. He is bringing a candle to represent trustworthiness. What is that? It is being reliable. It is being honest. It is being dependable. Glenmuir students must be trustworthy. Thank you, Mr. Knight. And then, Ms. Holmes, representing respect. Ms. Holmes is our teacher librarian, past student of the school also. And I tell you, you will learn to respect the Resource Center as a quiet zone for learning, because Ms. Holmes does not joke when you go to the library. We are asking our students to show respect always. What is respect? It is due consideration for others and due consideration for important symbols. And of course, it is giving proper attention where it is due. Note the candle of respect. Mrs. Beverly Mackenzie, representing our core value of fairness. Mrs. Mackenzie is another retired teacher. She came to us in January 1988 and stayed with us until September 2017. Teacher of science. She was our environmentalist, our JTA rep. One of those teachers who just volunteer for everything. She's carrying the candle of fairness, that is acting always in a correct and just manner. At Glenmuir, we believe that all students are equal, and that is how we expect you to treat each other. The candle of fairness. We now invite Mrs. Marjorie Henry, former vice principal, convener of our acclaimed Glenmuir Festival Choir. Mrs. Henry has spent decades caring for the staff she supervised and the students she taught physical education and geography. She quite appropriately carries the candle of caring, our fourth core value. And what is caring? It is the showing of concern, the looking after each other, the providing for each other. And one thing I can tell you, Glenmuir students really look out for each other. Every now and then, we have a student coming in who probably has a walking challenge or other challenges, and you'd be amazed how all the children go to the tuck shop for them and take care of them. There's just a natural spirit of caring here. And we know that you're going to continue that tradition. Thank you, Mrs. Henry. So wonderful to see you today. Citizenship, Mr. Keith Bryant. Mr. Bryant, oh boy. I smile every time I think of Mr. Bryant, a former teacher in the Industrial Arts Department for decades. Very cool, a very positive mind, a very peaceful person. And he used every opportunity to share the message of peace. Mr. Bryant, he carries the candle of citizenship. And what is that all about? We're reminding you that here at Glenmuir, we're building young Jamaicans who will not only exercise their rights, but in equal measure, you will put energy into carrying out your duties. We encourage patriotism. There is still a lot of good things happening in Jamaica. Citizenship, our fifth core value. Thank you, Mr. Bryant. And now Ms. Mullins, representing past students, representing current teachers, will bring the candle of responsibility. Responsibility, being accountable for one's actions. Responsibility, being steadfast to duty. Whatever you're asked to do, big or small, be steadfast and conscientious. Miss Mullins is a member of our geography department, and chances are she will be teaching some of you. And so we have our 6 candles that will remain on stage for the rest of our function. Every time you look, remember. And I dare say, our founder and our founding principal, they are looking down and probably thinking, yes, those are good values. First foremost, our founder, the Right Reverend Percival William Gibson, and our founding principal, Dr. Sidney Scott, after whom the auditorium is named. But don't worry, you're going to be getting Glenmuir's history, months of Glenmuir's history, so you will know it all. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for participating in that presentation. And we're coming up now to the ceremonial lighting and passing of the torch. I'm going to ask Mr. Radcliffe to take up his position, Jaleel Williams to take up his position. I'm going to ask our matriculant, our top performing PEP scholar, Mr. Mighty, to take up his position. And this is a symbolic moment. We have at Glenmuir what we call our flagrance torch. It burns always, and it is related to our motto, Flagrans Veritatis Studio, burning with a zeal for truth. We burn and burn because we believe in excellence. Our cadets are going to be assisting us with that process. Corporal Gargadon D and Corporal Anderson R, they are going to begin. Mr. Radcliffe, remember you begin at the door. All right. I'm also calling Jaleel. Jaleel will need a program. So, Miss Mullins, please make sure that Jaleel has a program. So we're just making sure that everybody is in position, and the cadets are going to lead off. Carrying the torch. Let's get our torches lit. Let's go. Students, please do not turn the candles on yet. Please turn them off. Thank you. The Glenmuir experience epitomizes passion, zeal, creativity, determination, persistence, a strong belief and reliance on God and hard work, which blossoms into a rich legacy of excellence. The ceremonial lighting and passing of the torch are symbolic of our unquenchable strength and courage to continuously keep the flagrance flame of excellence burning. Our first torch bearer, Mr. Clement Radcliffe. Besides a few years when he was away studying, Clement Radcliffe has been a remarkable presence at Glenmuir since he entered as a first former in 1960, January. A teacher of mathematics, he moved through the ranks to senior staff position until he became principal in 1985. He served in that capacity for 25 years, and he continues as deputy chairman of our board of management. Mr. Clement Radcliffe, our first torchbearer, will now hand the torch over to Jaleel Williams with a few words.
Madam Principal, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, students, I reflect on the long list of schools from which you, the students, are coming. And of course, I'm disappointed that I did not hear Gimbit Primary School. Suffice it to say that in January 1960, when I entered Glenmuir High School, if the truth be told, I came with some measure of disappointment. Then, Pop Stewart and Clarendon College ruled the parish. Not very long after, it has been Glenmuir High School all the way. You see, the Anglican tradition, strong leadership, outstanding and professional staff, they have combined to move the school to satisfy the often used rhetoric that this is the best school in Jamaica. But for those present, let me attest, it is not a rhetoric. It's a fact born out of the examination results which the students of this school record annually. It is the result of the customer satisfaction survey which people of Clarendon and Jamaica in general attest. It is a fact based on our outstanding achievements in so many areas. But if these evidences were not available, just reflect on this morning's activity. The three speakers of note, Miss Blake, Spencer, and Borsing, I almost was brought to tears when a history of Glenmuir students can do so well there. And there's more. Any school that can display with pride its uniform, any school that can share those pillars of excellence, then it means it's a school worth supporting and attending. So, this morning, I want to, Jaleel, present this torch. It is an awesome responsibility because you are now confirming that you are taking the performance of the past and ensure that it is passed on for eternity. You know, you can easily reflect the recent Olympics. Some will say that this represents the baton that the four queens of Jamaican track utilize. I prefer, Jaleel, to say that this torch represents the baton that the four ladies of the 400-meter relays carried. Why? You see, as a student and a personal endeavor, you must have opportunity to fail. But then there's the opportunity also to restore dignity, to return to greatness. And that is what you will be doing in handing this over to those of the present. And finally, those distinguished names, Jaleel, that were presented are appealing to you to ensure that those who come after us, our legacy is guaranteed and sustained. Accept the torch and go forward with dignity and professionalism and be the best that you can be here and in the future. Go forward.
Jaleel Williams represents academic excellence, having maintained an A average throughout his entire career. He recently earned a 1550 out of 1600 score in the Scholastic Aptitude Test, and he received 9 CSEC subjects, and he burns the flame of excellence, academic excellence at Glenmuir. Our top student, Jaleel Williams.
I, Jaleel Williams, on behalf of the current students of the Hub of Excellence, welcome you to the new leg of your academic journey and charge you to uphold the great values which we revere. Do so courageously and with all your heart, and know that we will always be there to support you. Take this flagrant flame of excellence and keep it burning.
Marcoje Mighty, our top PEP performer, will now come forward with the torch, having received it from Jaleel.
I, Marcoje Mighty. I, Marcoje Mighty, on behalf of my peers, accept the flagrant flame of excellence with supreme pride. It is our avowed intent to consciously build on the rich legacy of Glenmuir High School, the hub of excellence, by embracing its vision, mission, and core values. We further pledge that we will represent the Flagrants brand in whatever we do and wherever we go, always deporting ourselves to the highest standards, demonstrating our passion for learning and excellence in academics, co-curricular activities, and citizenship.
And he hands the torch over to the principal. Flagrans Veritatis Studio, burning with a zeal for truth. Thank you, torchbearers. And while a photo op is happening, let's just learn our motto right away. Flagrans Veritatis Studio. Say after me, students. Flagrans Veritatis Studio. Let's go. Flagrans Veritatis Studio. And that means burning with a zeal for truth. Burning with a zeal for truth. Class of 2026, we charge you to keep the Flagrants flame of excellence ablaze. And at this point, you can turn your lights on. Keep the Flagrants flame of excellence ablaze always. And may your every thought and action represent the light of pride, loyalty, honesty, and perseverance which thousands of students who entered the school before you have demonstrated. Hold your lights up and plan to shine brightly.
I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
All right, students, could you stand and hold your candle up, please, so that we can get a nice visual?
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Students, you look so beautiful and you look so full of promise. Remember this moment. Remember this moment when the challenges come. Remember that you have promised to shine in discipline, in academics, in everything. Let your light shine.
I'm gonna let it shine, this little light
You may
of
sit.
mine. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine.
We are now coming to the end of our welcome and our torch ceremony. We hope that you are inspired. Those who are here in the auditorium and those who have joined us virtually, we hope you are inspired to pop. We hope you're ready to go, because we are ready to receive you and ready to join you as you share your goals. I entered Glenmuir High School way back in September 1979. We didn't have a welcome ceremony, but it was a great feeling just the same. I charge you to visualize yourselves 5 years down the road. Think of June 2026 when you will graduate, but don't just think about yourselves. Think of the first formers who will be entering Glenmuir 3 months after you leave in September 2026. Think of the legacy that you want to leave for them. It is now your task to continue to uphold brand Glenmuir. We are going to end by singing our school song. Our school song was commissioned during our 50th anniversary celebration, and it was written by 2 past students, Ewan Simpson and Danae Greaves. It is titled Semper Flagrans, which means always burning. Our concert choir will now come and lead us in the singing of our school song, which you will be expected to learn very, very soon. Could you all stand, please, for our school song?
In the center of our earth, where hills and plains collide, a place of learning was conceived to fill our hearts with pride. With open doors we welcome scores of hungry minds to teach, for whom God's guidance day by day we humbly beseech. A people built to edify, the finest of for you. Flagrants, Versatis, Studio, burning with the, burning with the, burning with the, burning with the, burning with the zeal for truth. We proudly start with maroon banners waving high. Glenmuir, steadfast in the knowledge that our limit is the sky. Glenmuir, relentless in pursuit of excellence and the abhorrence of things uncool. Flagrants, Versatis, Studio, burning with the zeal for truth. We proudly stand with maroon banners waving high. Glenmuir, steadfast in the knowledge that our limit is the sky. Glenmuir, relentless in pursuit of excellence and the abhorrence of things uncool. Flagrants, Versatis, Studio, burning with the zeal, burning with the zeal, burning with the zeal for truth. For truth. Glenmuir, for truth. For truth. Glenmuir, G to the L to the E to the N to the M to the U to the I to the R, G to the L to the E to the N to the M to the U to the I to the R, G to the L to the E to the N to the M to the U to the I to the R. For truth. Glenmuir, for truth.
Thank you very much. Please be seated for just a moment more. I have a few quick announcements. Yes. First of all, we want to make a presentation to our guest speaker, Christine Blake. Please come for me. I'm going to invite Mr. Newton Knight to come and to make the presentation.
On behalf of the Glenmuir family, it is with great pleasure that I make this presentation, a small token in appreciation of your contribution here this morning.
Thank you so much again, Christina, and we wish you all the best as you continue your studies. We want to thank all of you, parents, children, teachers, our torch bearers, our core value representatives, all the persons who worked behind the scene, Mr. Reed, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Jones, Mrs. Johnson, all the persons, because you know, to have a function of this magnitude, it takes a lot of workers. Thank you so much for joining us virtually. And let us all leave with a word of encouragement. Let us just try to be our very best selves. Let us just pop. Whoever you are, whatever your job is, whatever you've been destined, you've been born to do it with a pop. Final announcement. We do have uniform material for sale. $300 per yard, that is the maroon for the girls. So you could just go down to the home economics department. Somebody will show you where that is as you leave, and you can purchase your material as you go. Greet somebody from afar. Remember, we can't hug and kiss right now. Greet somebody from afar. And once again, welcome to Glenmuir. Take good care of yourselves. Could you just